When Kwame Nkrumah envisaged and constructed the Tema Motorway, it was intended to be a connector between the national capital, Accra, and the industrial hub of Tema. This motorway at the time was servicing very few cars. Even cattle that crossed was having to cross through tunnels that were created. The intention was that there should be no hindrance, no distraction on the Tema Motorway. It was supposed to be free, fast-moving lane, 100 kilometers per hour. But several years on, the motorway has ceased to be what it was intended for. At best, you can describe it as a footpath, considering the slow pace at which vehicles are having to move on this road. That is the story we are here to tell on the City Newsroom, the issue of the Tema Motorway. So the desperate situation on the motorway has led motorists to avoid the motorway. The irony is not lost on all of us. Now people are having to branch off using this route here because the motorway has become a gridlock. Ideally, you should be moving 100 kilometers per hour here, but I'm afraid what's happening here is less than a kilometer per hour, and that is a situation that people who use the Tema Motorway are having to face daily. I'll try to see if some of the drivers who are doing the branching can speak to us here. Almost are rolled up. I'll try if I talk to someone who is rolled up. Hello. Hello. Okay. It will not stop, but I'll try to see if I can get one or two people to speak to here. Hello, sir. Hello. Can I speak to you? Yes, sir. Many people want to do this, speaking to the media, but the police have told us that this route, as in the branch off into the Trasako police station area, is approved. Master Mayenga say, who free in Akon?
Me feel like a shama. Me call a pass.
Now branch here.
I say traffic is higher. Traffic is higher too much. It's like why I break. Nobody tell you so. 3 hours, 2 hours. Spanish for come. I'm going to do attend. I am performing. Say no, my boy. No, my day here. Ghana now. Baby, come.
Is it just today or it's always like this?
Always like this. At times it's even more.
So you always have to branch here. So you branch here and use where?
So I branch here and then I go further ahead, and then before I get to Manet, there's a junction to either join the motorway back, and then that's more faster than joining the main road.
What do you think should be done and can be done?
The best thing is that the highway or the motorway needed to be extended. Okay, every government that comes, someone started it way long ago, but nobody is extending it. Every government that comes is just use something that has been made by concrete. Someone used quota to fill it. It doesn't make sense. Even to extend it is even a problem. So that's it. And when you use the beach route, it's worse. And so it seems like this place is the fastest route, and then does even have more traffic than ever. So.
Do you use this road often?
Brother, I'm from Gulf City. From Gulf City to Accra. Sometimes you waste about 1 hour in traffic. And then it's keeping us headache. Now that they've increased all the poor, it's keeping us headache. So if the leaders can do something about it, look at if you are going to work and look at traffic now, you have to get to outside 7:30, and you are sitting in traffic at this time of the hour. I mean, when will you get them?
We've just done about 5 kilometers of journeying from the Trasako police station to this Manet crossing on the Tema Motorway. Now, this whole stretch has been a slow motion one. Now you notice that after here, the vehicles gather speed. This is a point where the speed can now start and stop ahead. We'll tell you about what happens ahead. But at this point, you have to slow down. And it is unimaginable that a highway, a motorway as it is called, intended for motorists to drive at 100 kilometers per hour, vehicles would have to literally stop for pedestrians to cross. Not their fault. They are living here. They're working here. Across the road, you see huge factories. Why are you crossing at this point, at this place?
Yeah, I'm a building engineer by profession, and I have a site here and also another one here. And in fact, I'm supposed to visit the site this morning to ensure that work gets started. So in fact, I'm crossing to the other side to work. That is a reason.
So you live here?
I live here.
How long have you been living here for?
Oh, for almost 8 years now.
And so every morning you cross it?
Not every morning, but sometimes I use my car to go through the runabout. Then I turn to the site, which also delays my work and on my time of visiting the site.
So it's easier for you to walk than to drive?
Yes. Like I said, my car is just here. You see a lot of cars parked there.
Oh, so you drive, come and park here and then cross?
That is the issue. The cars are there. Come, go there and see. There are a lot of cars over there. But what can you do? You have to park your car.
So the owners come and park and then go to work?
Go to work, cross the motorway with all the risks involved, cross it, go, and then come back and pick their cars and go home.
And I'm also going to have to cross this road at this point because I need to tell you the story of what's happening across the road. What is of interest here? From across, you see these big factories, huge buildings that people are having to go to. But that's not all. People also cross, and I'm going to just try to do that as well, joining everybody else. Yes, so you cross to this side, and people walk through here to Spintex. Hello, madam. Can I speak to you? Anybody, can I speak to you? Where are you going to?
I'm going to Calipo.
Calipo. Yeah. You work at Calipo factory?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where do you live?
I live at Shaman.
At Shaman. Yeah. So you take a car and light at the other side and cross the road here.
Yeah.
There is a mini station along the motorway. You wouldn't believe this, but there are trotros parked here picking up passengers headed for Tema, headed for Ashaiman, and so on. But they can't cross. Well, that is the risk that I've just taken, and two young ladies are going to take that same risk, just as this motorbike and these other two gentlemen, and they'll be taking that risk of crossing this road here at the Mane Junction. Other people are already taking that risk on this particular road, but the focus and the major one is on this side of the stretch, the Tema to Accra bound side of the motorway. Where are you headed to and where are you coming from?
Yeah, coming from Accra Junction, I'm heading to the airport.
So, do you use the motorway often?
Yeah, most often.
What's the traffic situation like on a daily basis as you use it?
Oh, it's very terrible. Now, I think they have to make some extension or something. It's really, really terrible now. It continues like this through Tetekwashi. What options are available for you as a driver who uses this route all the time? I mean, I don't see any other option. The only thing I know is it's not going to help us in this country because it's the fuel prices are high and everything. And for you to spend more hours instead of having other extra hours to do extra jobs, you are spending the whole hour on just a job.
There's something I've noticed. There are private cars lined up on the road here. Whose are these?
Yeah, workers.
Which workers? Where?
Working at Spintex. Because of traffic, they used to park here, then they cross the motorway and go.
So they drive all the way and come and park their cars here?
Yes.
And who do they leave their cars with?
As we are here, we at times they will leave message to us, they are going to come. Yeah.
So what time do they come back for the cars?
After work around 5:30, 5 o'clock.
So it's a chain of a fleet of cars that has been parked here. I mean, all manner of vehicles. These people clearly are not willing and interested in making the long journey to work, and so the best thing to do. And it goes all the way to the corner, actually. This is the Manette Junction, where people are joining the Tema Motorway. All manner of vehicles are emerging from all manner of places, and they're joining the Tema Motorway. It is one of the problems compounding the situation here. This is an illegal route, but it is being used anyway. Do you know that this route is illegal?
Yes, I know, but what would you do? That's is the fastest route, so...
And everybody's using it?
Everybody is using it.
But it's causing unnecessary traffic on the motorway for regular users of the Tema Motorway.
Well, I don't think that our entry is so much dangerous like maybe the trotro people.
So the chain has been broken at the Manette junction after having inched in traffic, slowing down for pedestrians to cross. Vehicles can now gather speed and head towards the Tetekwashi interchange. We're going to follow them to see how far they can go before they are stopped again, if they'll be stopped at all, or the traffic is going to be free all through to Accra. The movement has been truncated less than a minute into this journey, and the gridlock is building up here, and you can see the long traffic. Buildings are so close to the road. Vulcanizers have their shops. All manner of people selling drinks. There is brisk business along the Tema Motorway, and this would have been the area where the expansion work would happen if there was going to be expansion work at all. But that expansion work has been in the talks or in the works forever. So if you are trying to use the tunnel, this is what we'll be faced with. A gridlock as well, just before the tunnel. And this is on the East Legon Road. So after having followed the laborious journey, the difficult journey, the slow journey on the Tema Motorway, we have come to the Tetekwashi interchange, where another bottleneck is created. So you see vehicles still in gridlock all the way from the Trasacco police station through to the Tetekwashi interchange. They descend here, and this is where the problem, fresh one, begins as they try to join the road that leads to Accra, the Liberation Road. And you see how slow that interchange or the circle is for people who are trying to join and hit here. As of course, there are 2 lanes coming to hit another 2 lane, which is already loaded from Medina. Makes the situation here compounded. We've come to an engineer. He's involved in various engineering, building, road construction, and so on. Mahama, is this an engineering problem, a human behavior problem? From where you stand, what do you see?
The assemblies have not been able to reserve the right of way, and that's why we see the encroachment around the area. And sometimes when they are doing, when the area is developing or catching up with the motorway, there could have been alternative routes or other ancillary road that would have been designed to make sure that at least we will not have those conflicts on the motorway, be it human and then vehicular conflict on the motorway.
But the city is growing. The Spintex Road is becoming a factory enclave. People are building all manner of factories. The other side is also becoming all manner of people are building all these houses around the Trasacco area there. You can't stop that because the land is there and the people think they will use it. Are you saying that the area around the motorway should not be touched at all, or there was some other plan that could have been put in place?
The LI says that from the center line of all the highways in Ghana, be it the Accra-Aflao, Motorway Aflao, the Accra-Kumasi, Topaga, Accra-Takoradi, 45 meters from the center of at both approaches. We're talking about 90-meter reservation. And so I do not know whether it's a disconnect between the assemblies who are issuing the permits. Because if they have this at their information, on their decks, whenever they see anybody who is developing closer to the...
They should stop them.
They should stop.
But we have the Ghana Highway Authority.
Yes, but this is an authority. But you see, the assemblies also have their issues. Because the Ghana Highway does not give permits. Okay. It's the assembly who has a task force who can go and give permits. At the same time, if the developer is coming into the land, they have the task to actually stop. Because they have the the Land Use and Spatial Planning Act gives them the power to be able to demolish even houses which are... So if Ghana Highway gives them the information that these people are within the right of way, the assembly has the power to do the demolition.
Now we've sat and watched, and the building has happened. The place has been overtaken. People are there. Human beings are crossing. Vehicles are struggling. What would be the solutions immediately that we can deal with?
You see, you can actually determine when some of the buildings were done. If they were done before the LI, they might be compensated duly. But anybody who has constructed after the LI was passed, they have to be demolished without any compensation. And government cannot start a new highway, express road, and the outskirts of the motorway, because that would be quadruple in terms of the cost. Because those areas are swampy. So we have to do a lot of excavation to bring boulders. I think it's better that those isolated buildings alone could be demolished, and then government will have to expand the roads as well.
I see. What about the human beings who are crossing, because now there are settlements along the motorway? Would a footbridge work for the motorway? Should it be a tunnel below where people use?
I mostly do not subscribe to tunnels. I prefer the footbridges because of security concerns as well. And in an area where your land is whole flat, when you do the tunnel, it's impound water. So I prefer that we have around a Tetequashis type. Okay. It's around $1.2 million, $1.3 million. But if we value the lives of the individuals who might be crashed on the motorway, we can have about 3 or 4 where we have the population, a bigger population concentrated. And then we'll have the footbridges across there for now.